Is that the intro now?
Hey guys, real quick before we get into today's video, I want to remind you guys that our giveaway is still going on and we do not have long left. If you want to go get your entries in to win this 2012 Nissan GTR Black Edition or the 2010 ProCharge Camaro SS, you can go to www.dls.store right now. Every $1 spent gets you another entry. One cool thing that we've got going on right now, we've got a very big drop coming on the 17th, which means that we need to get rid of all of this stuff. This is all of our new I'ma Keep It stock line. Right now, all of the hoodies for the I'ma Keep It stock stuff are buy one, get one half off. So you're getting 2 hoodies for the price of literally 1.5. And also, I want to give a shout out to Taylor Dozell. She has been wearing and repping a lot of the DLS stuff in Instagram posts, and I want to say thanks and give her a shout out. But anyways, like I said, go grab your entries, www.dls.store. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be fixing a problem. And this is not a problem that I created, but it is a problem that definitely needs to be fixed, and it is the FRS here. So as you guys see, kind of in the last video, we pulled off all of the stuff to try and see some of the damage underneath. This side, definitely not that bad, and today we're going to try and fix it. So we're going to tack weld all of these little tabs up, seam seal it hopefully, and this side is going to be a little bit harder. So we're going to try and fill this all in, and it's going to look really ugly, but this is what we've got to work with. So we're going to give it a shot. GoPro Gavin returns. Okay. Dang. I was out filming for a TV show for a while, and I honestly was hoping that this car just wouldn't exist when I came back, but it's still here. Fault. Tank too low. Sweet. So it sounds like we've got some little leak in the airlines, not in the airlines, but probably in one of the fittings or something. So I'm gonna have to check out for leaks as well. So the shitty thing with bags is that whenever the tank gets empty, you can't really go anywhere because there's no air to fill the bag. So you gotta wait until it fills up. Then the compressor goes off, and then let me see, the 100 PSI. Let me see how much that'll give us. That's actually not bad. Okay. Tank's just back too low, but that's not a big deal. We'll fix that. I'm pretty sure it's probably just a leak or something. Well, this is where the fun begins. So we've got the car up on the lift, and I'm gonna try and give you guys like a basic rundown of what we're doing. Check it out. We've got some fancy dancy 3M urethane seam sealer. And so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our welding machine, we're gonna weld up these little spots as much as we can, run a bead across it, and pretty much anywhere that we can't weld closed, that's what seam sealer comes in for. On this side though, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit more complicated because I'm gonna have to try and make a cardboard template from where it's all stuck open pretty much, and then probably cut some of these little metal fingers off and figure out how to make it work from there. This side is definitely gonna be a lot more complicated than the other, but the good news is once it's done, it's done. We'll just strip off all the wrap from the car next, pretty much, order new wrap, and rewrap the car and put everything back together. So the next steps will be hopefully pretty simple. So we're gonna go ahead and pull off these side skirts just to get them out of the way. Once these are out of the way, we should be able to slide our lift arms under there a lot easier, and they got to come off anyways if we're gonna rewrap them. So now that we've got it up in the air, we're gonna try and get the wheels off and get started, I guess, mocking up where we're gonna cut, if we're gonna cut anymore, where we're gonna weld, how we're gonna do this. All right, so step one complete. Get the wheels out of the way so that way we've got room to work with. Now that we've got some room, this is where I give you guys a disclaimer. Do not try any of the stuff that we're about to do at home. What we're about to do is probably not gonna look good, but again, the reason why is just because we're left with just giant, huge mistakes, literally front to back on this car. So we're gonna give it a shot, try to fix it. The one thing that I do know is that at the end of us doing all of this, the car will at least the car will not have water going into the inside of the car. You won't be able to see the rear speakers through there anymore. It should be a lot safer because this will not be just sitting under flex tape in the fender well anymore. So, whew. I'm gonna pull these last little fenders off of the very back here. That way we've got just a little bit more room to work with. Oh yeah, I know, dude. They're all mismatched bolts. One more self-tapper, of course, underneath the bottom. I know the car was already attached with well, not even rivets, but
Motorcycle windshield holder.
Yeah. But let's put more self-tappers everywhere. One more rear piece off. Hopefully I remember how this whole body kit goes back together. Yeah, I might as well just unclip this bumper a little bit. Give us a little bit more room to work with. I'm also gonna check inside of there, make sure there's nothing that we're about to... No, we're good. Just want to make sure there was nothing flammable in there, anything like that, anything important. Oh my good God. Bruh, what in the... it's like... What up, dude?
You're like a dentist right now.
Yeah, something like that. Get all in their mouth for sure.
So what's the goal here?
Not to get tetanus, mainly.
I was wondering.
Plan of attack here right now is to get a grinder. I don't know why he went back to here, but we're gonna cut and act like this was not there. So there's gonna be a triangle piece that we gotta fill in here and cut around. And then there's gonna be another triangle piece here that we gotta fill in for whatever reason that he cut that. And then we're gonna go up from here. And I'm gonna try and make like a half moon just perfectly. But this is what I've got to start with, so.
It looked like you used a Sawzall, but like with a wood blade.
Yeah, this part especially just is impressive. And I like, personally, instead of taking the same grinder that they used to cut all this, instead of taking that and just cutting this off, that would have been really hard. So he just took a hammer and bashed it all up and just kind of folded it all in there. And that was okay. All right, so I got a grinder here and we're gonna pull that old grinding. Probably not supposed to drop these, huh? Do not drop. I think it'll be okay. And just to be even more safe, I'll put this on in case the disc does decide to, you know, blow up all in my face. Sweet. I'm gonna try to cut along this line all the way down. This is probably gonna take a little bit. Hola.
How's this going?
I just made 2 cuts. Wow. So basically this is not gonna be able to make it curved and pretty.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna try and do is just cut the general shape and then take a little flapper wheel and see if I can clean it up and round it out. And then once I round it out, I'm gonna try and weld some shit up.
So what's your plan for the bottom one? Are you gonna leave the bottom?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna try to leave the bottom that is right here intact so that I can use that to fold back this way and fill in the gaps, hopefully. All right, so pretty quick, you can kind of see what I've been doing. Let me fold all these down and out of the way now. So we've got a little cut here. And so I'm going to continue this along all the way down and around. And hopefully after that, like I said, I'm going to take our flapper wheel over there and hopefully that should allow me to clean up, get a nice curve going. Once we get that, I'm going to be able to fold this metal, hopefully on this underside right here, this under portion up, get it to touch. And once it's touching, we'll tack it in a few spots, continue tacking, run a solid bead across it. And we'll get to that in a second. I'll show you. But anyways, this is going good so far. So far, knock on wood. Check that out. All right, so that's pretty much, let me take this thing back off. Ugh. So that is pretty much what we're left with. As you can see here, we've got a nice little cut now. It's not perfect. So now what I'm gonna do is I'll probably take this and fold it back so that there's nothing sharp exposed, and then I'll grind down the side just to make sure that all the burrs are gone. So it'll be left with a nice smooth bead left over. And now over here in the front, let me get started. So there's actually 2 layers of metal here. There's an outer and an inner, and that inner one is the one that I'm really trying to save. And now I'm gonna take this and keep folding it back. And so there's actually little, Jesus Christ, Daniel, perfect. Yes. Boom. Over here, I've got just one lip that I'm left with, and I'm actually gonna try and leave this, and I'm gonna cut it and taper it just enough to where we can get these to touch. So the goal is going to be to get these pieces here, this outer piece to touch to this inner piece, and then we're gonna tack it. And then after I get it tacked and welded, then I'm gonna cut this inner stuff that we don't need. But first, in order to do that, I'm gonna cut a slit right here. So that way this piece is gonna move independent of this, because right here, as you see, it starts to widen up. So I'm gonna do something different with this, but this is just for here to here. Daniel, oh my God, dude, get the fuck out of here. Loud ass car. So anyways, from here down, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to tack weld all of these spots up. And then once they're tack welded, I'm gonna cut and get this whole thing out of the way. And we should be left with just one nice smooth seam. Now again, this is all in theory. I have never done anything like this on a car. Big disclaimer there. And this is probably not the way that you would do a wide body kit. This is the way that I'm gonna do it, because I'm just gonna try that shit on my own. All right, so one cut about here. Now that our little slit's in there, this piece will bend. Perfect. And now you can see that I can actually push these two pieces together just about perfectly. And then it's touching without much work at all, which is exactly what I was looking for. So that works out very nicely. Let me go ahead and grab our welding machine, and I'm gonna see if I can tack up those spots. I'm gonna tack weld just from here down, and then once I get it tack welded in a few spots, we're gonna cut it a little bit more, grind it down, shape it up to be pretty much as close as possible to a finished product. And then after that, if we have any holes left over, we'll seam seal it after we get done grinding. So we go ahead and get our mask put on, and let's get started.
Cold showers, I'm cold-blooded. No power, no heat, you a broke.
Ooh, we need to turn our heat down.
Get in line, I'm up next. No cutting, the flow coming, the whole top flow flooded. It's so funny how I did it all. No budget, no money, no fronting, no nothing. Just the everyday struggle. Joe Budden, no shuttle like a runner.
All right, got our tack welds down and the metal is held in place. Now I'm gonna get started grinding it.
That title not the only thing you stole from us. It's posthumous, so I'm speaking for the both of us. Gather round.
So it's ugly, but I'm getting the heat figured out on the welder, and it is at least tacked up in place. And you can kind of see where we're getting started. This is gonna be the start of what it's all gonna end up looking like. So you can see from here down, it's ugly as shit. But it is tacked in place. So, and we're gonna continue the entire thing going around. Yeah, it's burning. Yeah, I need to figure out how to set this heat, because it did that hole. Did it blow through it? I'll just let you look at it and laugh. Yeah.
Tapping like I'm reading Morse code. I need a big bag like Santa when he leaves the North Pole. Ho 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 when I kick in the dough off a Ridley.
All right, so I took a grinder to clean it up because I am not a pro welder, so I didn't want you guys to, do your thing. Or you comment down below telling me I'm an idiot, because I already know that. But anyway, so definitely not the prettiest, but that is a sealed up, I don't know, section of the panel, I guess. Essentially what I'm gonna do is continue this same thing going up, like I was saying. But in order to do that, first off, because I can't exactly just push this entire sheet up into the other one, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this fender liner out, and I'm gonna try to take these little slits that were cut here, and I'm gonna cut them a little bit further down, because you notice once you cut each one of these, they'll actually fold up. And so I'm gonna cut those down a little further. Hopefully we'll meet up with this, and I'll continue tacking it all the way down, just like I did. And once we're done, it should look a lot better, hopefully. Alrighty. Fender liner out of the way. So now, up inside of here, oh my God, Daniel. Anyway, up inside of here, you can see where these were cut before. We're just gonna extend those. Hopefully this works out good. All right, so I cut all of these little fingers, or whatever you wanna call them, a lot longer. So now, as you see, I can touch each one of these and bend them up, and at least we've got contact in some place. Next up, we'll fold all these down and hopefully take paint off about 1/2 inch right here from the surface that I'm gonna be welding to.
Black on black, it's Armageddon. Left foot man came back a legend. They said don't head that direction. That's a dead end.
You know, I think this is the first time that I've ever just grinded paint off of a car. Yeah. Yeah, I've never done that before.
They said don't head that direction. That's a dead end.
It just f***ing disintegrated that f***ing fender.
What, like straight through it?
Yeah, it literally burnt right through it.
Yeah, that's painful. That sucks.
And that's literally as low
it'll
of
go?
heat as I can get. Yeah. Alright, I turned wire speed down some and that looks better.
A little better?
There it is. Yeah.
First you get famous for doing the most, then you get money for wooing the sheep. Now you a joke. Ain't nothing funny though, that's how you be a professional meme. www. Not a single goddamn one of you hot. Everything take that gun you pop. Talking that shit, get some of you shot.
Alright, so I just got to like an intermediate, I guess, stopping point for the moment. I just wanted to stop to show you guys what we got so far and kind of explain a little bit. So definitely not the prettiest, and we'll go ahead and get that out of the way now. But as you can see, all around this edge right here, I went ahead and welded up those pieces. And as you can see from the bottom, they're all welded up to that outer skin of the rear quarter back there now. So everything's welded. I ground it down a little bit. So the only thing that I have not done is I haven't finished up these two because I've got to figure out where I'm going to go next and if I'm going to cut this bumper mount in half. But as of right now, that is what our new fender looks like. So this is going to be again on the inside of the wide body. So you're not going to see any of this stuff anyways. That's why it's not really a huge deal to me that it's not perfect. But you can see that there's still a few little holes and slits and things like that, and that's actually what we're going to use our seam sealer for here in a little bit, and I'll show you that in a second, but not terrible. Honestly, that one looks like the best one so far. Really? The very last one.
Oh no, man, not the paint. Oh, shit, dude.
So Doug has been, while I've been on the other side finishing that up, Doug's been over here making a cardboard template because we've got to fill in this space that was previously cut out. So we've got some sheet metal steel right here that we're going to cut out, try and get it close and tack it up into place. We're just, this side is going to be a lot harder. But anyway, come check out this side. We did get this one finished up, and honestly, it's not the worst. On the back here, if you see, I took this and managed to fold it up into place. So that's kind of tucked out of the way real nicely. Everything is welded up into place. And now, like I said, the only things is just inside of here, which we'll get to that in a little bit. But this isn't really a bad place to be, honestly. This is looking okay. The other side is just that's gonna suck. All right, this is gonna be hard. Being in kindergarten again with construction paper and scissors, making like paper mache projects.
Making a turkey out of tracing your hand?
Yeah. It's funny to think about that we're literally cutting out a fender right now. We're cutting out our own fender.
That actually ain't too bad.
I know.
Hey guys.
Hello.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I had to absolutely leave that den of incoherent ADHD for a second.
Wow.
I just cause. How's this going?
He's making a new fender.
I was joking about 10 snips earlier, but
making a new fender.
I don't know, fabricator.
Hey, you're that fat dude from YouTube.
That's me.
That's a fender if I've ever seen a fender.
Yeah, take your shit to me, bro. I'll fix it up. Look, bro, I'll make you a personal fender. Custom.
A personal fender.
I don't drink champagne. It made my stomach hurt.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne's lyrics, or there's something else.
What song is that from for reference?
Welcome to the murder show. I'll be the motherfucking host. What is that? Man, talk that shit. Bitch, I got red. Bitch, I got ghost. Come on, man. So this is our cutout fender. And we're gonna see how well it fits. Ah, yes, like shit. Perfect.
It's got to be bent a little bit.
Damn, your tapes are just getting in the way, I think. Dude, I'm just letting you know now, like, there's just not a way that this is gonna come out looking good on this side. All right. We've got our temporary little fender addition in place pretty much right now. I'm gonna try and grind just a little bit of paint off here so that way we can get a tack down. I'm just gonna try and tack it in a few places just to get it to hold. Once it's held up, we can remove our tape and I'll start welding out the rest of it, so.
right, so our temporary little slap-in fender is going pretty good. I got it tacked in a bunch of spots. I'm just trying to finish the line down, and I'll clean it up in a little bit. Wow, it's actually working now.
I know.
Literally, it took this long, but it's working.
Strength test.
Yeah, that's strong.
Working well. Yeah. Yeah.
Right now we're cleaning this up because yeah, it's probably gonna be easier to weld once I take the paint off of this. Yeah. I didn't do it on the other side and found out that I really should have, so we're gonna do it on this side. So now I'm getting all of these little fingers to line up at the bottom, and then I'm gonna start tacking them. All right, well, we got everything tacked up in place. All of these little fingers have been tacked up to our mock fender. And so now I'm gonna go into here, cut them all off, everything that's hanging out, and then we're gonna grind it down, and hopefully we'll come up with something that looks good.
Hey, I do what I want on my day-to-day. You do what you can. Now that ain't the same.
Not perfect, but it's not bad.
It's not a body shop either.
Yeah. Again, I'm just trying to cut only the outer section. And then I'm gonna break this outer pinch weld here. And now we've got just an inner layer that I now can see that I have to work with. So I know at least a decent idea about where I need to make my cuts and how to get it to actually seal up. So right here at the bottom, you can see I can pretty much cut straight through it and just weld the ends together. But up here, we're actually gonna have to cut some more fingers to extend it out. But it's gonna go, it'll be okay. This is actually coming along pretty nice.
So you're welding the last little bit.
This is it. This
At
is
least on that side.
the home stretch, kind of.
Draft pick, get the act. Judge you with my name on the back. I feel like the number one.
What you
You know
think?
what? I mean, it's sealed up at least way better than it was before. So, I mean, it ain't the prettiest thing, but you know, that's not exactly what we were going for. Functional.
Well, that is probably going to be a wrap for part 2 of fixing up this FRS. But I mean, it didn't come out perfect. Definitely didn't come out perfect, but it's a start. So next time what we're going to be doing is we're going to fill in all of the remaining little tiny holes that we've got here and there. Get it all filled up with seam seal, or get it all knocked down, and then after that we're going to paint it, obviously, so it doesn't look as bad. This isn't the best thing ever, of course. This is my first time fabricating, like I said, and we made a fender extension. Woo! This side didn't come out horrible. The other side really didn't come out horrible either. The main thing that's important here, though, is at least we got to get it to where both sides are now symmetrical. Once we air out completely, it will have somewhere safe to actually rest the wheels on that's not sharp and is not going to completely destroy everything. So
Symmetrical and safe. That's
Oh.
what we're going for.
So hell yeah, this car is still a long way from being finished, and we still have to do the front and figure that out, but we'll get that figured out. Really, the next major things that you guys are going to be seeing with this thing, we're going to pull off all the wrap and get prepped and ready to start re-wrapping it. Luckily, whenever we were in Atlanta the last time wrapping the Tesla, I had to get it ready for the TV show, and so I learned how to wrap from Justin at Atlanta Custom Wraps. Thank you so much, by the way. So I think we're going to try and put those skills to the test on this car. I don't think it's really going to be bad to wrap at all. It really doesn't look like it's going to be the hardest thing. I think it's going to be pulling off like the mirrors and the handles and all that good stuff, but I'll get it wrapped, and I think it's gonna look really good, honestly. I don't think it's gonna be that bad at all. It's coming along, it really is. And the back, this was the major thing that I was worried about, and now the rest of this stuff is really just gonna fall in place one step at a time. So anyways, guys, that is probably gonna be a wrap for today's video. I do want to remind you, not long is left. We're running out of time. Go grab your entries to win either the 2012 Nissan GTR Black Edition or the 2010 Pro Charge Camaro right now. www.dls.store. And for now, see you guys next time. Bill Gates, god damn it, that's the name of the song.
Shoot a little Uzi and I shoot a little faster. Walking through my hood, yeah, this mob shit. Shoot my pistol till my ass exhausted. Bitch, I want that cake and I want frosting. I'm a cold stone cold Steve Austin.